The Boy Who Never Gave Up. There was a young boy named Daniel who lived in a small village with his mother. Daniel was not the strongest boy in the village. He was not the smartest either. But there was one thing that made him different. He never gave up. Every morning, Daniel woke up early and walked to school. He loved learning, especially English and science. But learning was not easy for him. When the teacher asked questions, Daniel often gave the wrong answers. Some of the other students laughed at him. One day, the teacher asked the class a simple question. "Who can tell me what this word means?" Daniel raised his hand. The teacher smiled and said, "Daniel?" Daniel stood up and gave his answer. But his answer was wrong. A few students laughed. Daniel felt embarrassed. He sat down and looked at his desk. After class, his friend Alex came to him. "Why do you keep trying?" Alex asked. "You always make mistakes." Daniel looked at him and said, "Because mistakes are how I learn." Alex laughed. "You really believe that?" "Yes," Daniel replied. "Maybe I'm slow, but I will not stop." Every evening, Daniel studied for 2 hours. When he did not understand a word, he wrote it down. When he forgot it, he learned it again. When he made a mistake, he tried to understand why. His mother often watched him studying at the small kitchen table. One night, she asked, "Daniel, aren't you tired?" "Yes, Mom," he said, "but I want to become better." His mother smiled. "You don't have to be the best today. You only have to be better than yesterday." Daniel remembered those words. Months passed. Daniel continued studying. Slowly, something changed. He started understanding more. His English became better. He began answering questions correctly. One morning, the teacher announced something exciting. "Our school is going to have an English competition," she said. "The winner will receive a scholarship." Everyone became excited. Daniel wanted to enter the competition, but he was afraid. He remembered all the times he had made mistakes. He thought, "What if I fail again?" That evening, he told his mother about the competition. She looked at him and asked, "Do you want to try?" "Yes." "Then don't worry about winning. Just do your best." Daniel practiced every day. He read English stories. He learned new words. He practiced speaking in front of a mirror. Sometimes he made mistakes. Sometimes he became tired. Sometimes he wanted to stop. But every time he wanted to give up, he remembered his mother's words, "You only have to be better than yesterday." Finally, the day of the competition arrived. Daniel stood on the stage in front of hundreds of people. His hands were shaking. The teacher asked him the first question. Daniel answered correctly. Then came the second question. Correct. The third question was difficult. Daniel thought for a few seconds. Then he answered, correct again. The audience began clapping. Finally, the judges announced the winner. First place goes to Daniel. For a moment, Daniel could not believe it. Then he smiled. His mother was sitting in the audience with tears in her eyes. Daniel walked toward her. She hugged him and said, "I knew you could do it." Daniel smiled and replied, "I couldn't do it because I was the smartest." His mother asked, "Then why?" Daniel looked at her and said, "Because I never gave up." Lesson of the story. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You don't have to succeed on your first try. Sometimes the most important thing is simply to continue. You may fail today. You may make mistakes tomorrow. But if you keep learning and keep trying, you will become stronger. Never give up. Your progress may be slow, but slow progress is still progress.